What's up, guys? This is Sean.
This is Zach.
And we're from the Yelling from the Stands podcast. And today, we're here to talk to you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone and computer.
One cool thing Anchor can do for you is it will distribute your podcast across all platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts.
So in a nutshell, it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting from Southern California, this is Yelling from the Stands.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Yelling from the Stands. This is Sean.
This is Zach.
And welcome, episode number 20. We made it. What's going on, man?
Not much.
Fucking living it up in hot-ass Highland, California.
Hot-ass California.
Dude, it's been some crazy... I think we're through the heat wave, though.
You think?
I think so.
We're gonna... This when people get sick, it goes down to like, what, maybe high 80s, and then people get sick, and then...
It's been like fucking 105 every day here, man. It ain't nothing compared to like back home with the humidity and shit, but still.
Yeah, my cousin Jordan, his cousin Dylan, who's stationed in Alaska, he's in Fort Lee. Is it Fort Lee? In Oklahoma?
Not Fort Lee.
What for? Whatever. Shit. But he says like 90% humidity and like 100 degrees.
Is it Fort Sill?
Yeah, I think so.
Fort Sill.
Fort Sill. There you go. Yeah, he's stationed there, and yeah, it's like 90% humidity, 100 degrees outside.
Bro, I'm telling you, humidity like that.
He was telling me the bars are open, like everything's open.
That's what I was saying. I talked to all my family and friends back home, and they're like, "Yeah, what are you talking about, man? The bars have been open for a while. Casinos are open. There is nothing shut down." So,
yeah, after the 2 days, Sean, 100, 96, 91, 82, 84, 91, 89. So high.
We have a high of 80s. No shit.
So Tuesday 82.
Holy cow.
Wednesday 84. So that's gonna feel good.
Whoa, dude, that's gonna be crazy.
That's like whether we can open up your front door and
yeah, compared to what we've been through. Fuck yeah, maybe my plants in the front yard will grow. I've been watering them twice a day, trying to keep them alive.
Plants. You have all fake stuff in your front yard,
dude. It's real.
It's fake.
The grass is fake. It's turf.
Do you need a vacuum here, or how do you just hose it down?
No shit. We actually cleaned it for the first time.
Does it look clean?
We cleaned it up last Friday.
Wait, how'd you clean it? Vacuum it?
We had a leaf blower.
Oh, and just blew everything off?
Yeah.
Was it dirty?
Yeah, it was pretty dirty. So we just went through it, like edged it out really well, and then basically blew the shit out of it and blew it all into the street. And then we went around and like cleaned up bushes and shit like that. So some of the bushes are starting to come back to life because the heat would just fucking murdered them, man.
Yep.
But that's the name of the game. But definitely it's different because like in the Midwest and stuff, when it's football season, you can feel the weather change. And it is not done
That's when you know it's football season, when the weather changes?
Yeah, almost.
That's cool.
Always. It's pretty cool. But different out here on the West Coast. Definitely a little bit less humid. All right, let's see what we got. Not a whole lot of news this week, guys. We'll talk about NBA here in a second coming up. But shit, Kanye's been quiet. No Antonio Brown.
Well, he kind of picked up a little bit with the whole he might get suspended longer this year, depending on...
Oh, yeah, tell us about that.
So he got suspended 8 games for sure by the NFL, so teams could pick him up anytime this season. But there's talks that his suspension might extend due to if he gets charged with more shit, right?
Yeah. And they can look it back, I think, retroly and say, hey...
You have a history, like...
I mean, I think he's a fucking problem, man.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. He's been a nothing but an issue. So I can see them definitely throwing the book at him.
Well, you know what we should add to the podcast today? We should find a list of people who opted out this season.
That's a good
Because Devin Funchess opted out for the Packers, so...
When?
Last week was the deadline.
I say the deadline? Well, I thought it was before that.
No, it was last weekend. Like NFL opt-out list or... Yeah, 67 players, I think.
67 players. Wow. Okay, we'll go through that when we start the NFL news.
Yep, that'll work.
Wow.
I saw a big name on it. Kind of used to be a big name.
Yeah, we'll go through just the big names off that. So, all right, well, let's jump into some news. Most of the news this week is all NBA. We're going to start with the Cavs. Or no, I'm sorry, the Mavericks. Kristaps Porzingis to miss the rest of the NBA playoff series versus the Clippers with lateral meniscus tear. He's been ruled out for the remainder of the first round playoff series. I thought they said the season from what I heard.
Well, I think they're going to lose. Aren't they down like 3-0?
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Or they're, yeah.
He's ruled out for the series due to a lateral meniscus tear in his right knee. The team announced Friday. The team statement said that the further treatment options are being explored at this time and that Porzingis suffered the injury during the Mavericks Game 1 loss. Porzingis was listed as questionable for 2 when he scored 23 points and grabbed 7 rebounds in 36 minutes to help the Mavs win. He had a 34-point, 13-rebound performance in 38 minutes in a Game 3 loss.
Oh, so they're down 3-2. So if the Clippers win more, then it's done. So
yeah, that sucks too. And then that kicks up Saturday, which we'll get into pretty much coming up right now. So either way, Porzingis is
Are they supposed to play
big.
tomorrow?
I think it's Saturday.
Because their games are postponed again today.
Yeah, I think it's today and tomorrow. All right, speaking of that, NBA protests, live updates, scheduled announced resumption of playoffs on Saturday and Sunday. So if you were listening earlier in the week, the NBA players boycotted, the OKC started on, what was it, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Started boycotting the playoff games in support of the shooting that happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Jacob Blake this week. So if you haven't heard, Jacob Blake was an African-American man. Was it a pullover incident?
And he got pulled over. Boy, I heard. I don't know if it was like a sexual assault call that they made.
Oh.
Or something like that. I don't know. But
I don't
yeah.
know. Either way, the video that basically we saw was...
stuff happened. He reached in his car and then he got shot in the back, which is
7 times, right?
Yeah, and I think he's still alive.
Yeah, he's paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah.
So definitely some civil unrest happening in light of those incidents, and a lot of the NBA players took Silver aside, and they had a meeting and basically said we're not going to play. I think they had a meeting late Wednesday night, went Thursday morning, which I think LeBron walked out of the one on Wednesday night. Wasn't happy with how it was being handled or something. And then they finally talked today. I heard that CP3, LeBron had both talked to Obama, and Obama urged them to keep playing and use their platform. So they agreed to.
That's what you
play.
should be doing, because I feel like if you don't play, like, what message is that sending to people? Like,
I mean, it sends a strong message.
But use your voice, like.
Yeah, but then the message stops, and then you're like, oh, it's not playing. But if you're like out there every game, reminding people during interviews,
exactly, yep.
That's when it's most powerful, I think, and you're kind of keeping in that limelight. But no, it's some crazy stuff. It went from the playoffs being potentially over on Wednesday to Friday morning, basically saying, hey, it looks like they're going to come back. And today, just a little bit ago, they kind of came out and said the plan is to resume on Saturday.
Tomorrow.
It says, after the postponement of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday's NBA playoff games in response to the police shooting of Jacob Blake, the league plans to resume games on Saturday, according to a joint statement issued by the league and the NBPA.
What the hell? So the Celtics and Raptors already going to play on Sunday when the rest of the playoffs not even done yet for their first round?
Oh, for their first game? Yeah, I think they're trying to push it through quick with the bubble. Yeah, usually they'd wait. It says 3 games will be played on Saturday, allowed by 3 more on Sunday. So Saturday's games, you got the Magic, the Bucks, 3:30, Oklahoma City, Houston, 6:30, Portland Trailblazers, Lakers, 9. It's all Eastern time. Sunday, Celtics, Raptors, 1 p.m., Clippers, Mavericks at 3:30, and then the Nuggets and the Jazz at 8:30.
Oh, I'm thinking that I think the NBA is hoping these teams win the series these next 2 days. I bet you Monday will start game 1 of the other teams. Bracket.
Oh, yeah, it should be. Yeah. Because a lot of the ones are going to be wrapped up.
I think Bucks are up 3-1. Thunder's what, 2-2 or 2-2?
2-2. We were going to we're 2-2.
Lakers, is that what, 3-1?
Yeah, I think it's 3-1. And I
Clippers
believe
are 3-2. Nuggets is 3-2.
We need to see if Lillard's going to play. I think Lillard got hurt. And that's going to really put a big hampering on the Portland Trailblazers' chances as it is. But no, it looks like they've kind of got it worked out and they've got it figured out. Obviously, a lot going on in the civil world when it comes to these police shootings and the police brutality. It's something we hope they get figured out, because it's not fun to talk about. I'm tired
of seeing it, dude.
Yeah. All right. What else we got? One good thing. So the players met. They did kind of put out some conditions. I heard one of the conditions is that the NBA arenas across the country are to be used as polling places because of the player strike. Some questioned what the end game was when the Milwaukee Bucks initiated a player strike by refusing to take court for an NBA playoff game on Wednesday. The NBA and NBAPA announced on Friday that the playoffs will resume on Saturday after a 3-day hiatus amid the player walkout. The agreement between the league and players to resume play included specific social initiatives, most notably the use of NBA arenas as polling places. So NBA owners agreed to work with the local election officials to provide each league arena as a polling place for November's elections, or find an alternative if regulations didn't allow it. So the agreement announced on Friday it was written in the agreement that said this: every arena that is owned and operated by the team will work with the local election officials to convert the facility into a polling place for the upcoming 2020 election. If the deadline to do so has passed, the team will work with officials to find a different use for the building to support the 2020 election. So pretty cool.
Cool.
That's going to be neat, man. They were talking about Madison Square Garden put out a big thing, excited to support the community by partnering with the NYC Board of Elections. Yeah, a lot of NBA teams came out. That's pretty cool, man. So at least getting their voice heard, putting it out there, because that's the kind of stuff you can't really get to happen.
Well, it's up to the NBA is because, okay, you can't fix stuff immediately, but use your voice. NBA teams need to help support the voting and have people vote who they want to be put into office to help change how the society is right now.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's exactly what they did. So, all right, that's pretty much all the news, guys. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of crap on Kanye to talk about like we have been. No crazy incidents this week besides the Jacob Blake thing, which we just wanted to touch on because it kind of in conjunction with the NBA news. But we're going to jump into our Twitter bites this week. Definitely starting to plateau a little bit more with the Twitter. You're hearing a little bit less about the rookies and kind of more about backups, third, fourth string, injuries, that kind of thing. So, but we do have a few set aside that I want to go over. Starting with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they were talking to Ben Roethlisberger about some of his rookies. It says Ben Roethlisberger says he avoids talking up rookies so they can catch teams by surprise. But on Chase Claypool, it doesn't look like he'll be able to sneak up on anybody now. That was from Ben.
Uh-huh.
So if you've stayed up with any fantasy news in the last week or so, you've heard Chase Claypool's name. He's a wide receiver out of Notre Dame. He went in the second round to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Honestly, I
never
heard the name, but didn't know a thing about him. I started seeing him pop up on Twitter last week a few different times, and I was like, what? I really didn't look into him until a little bit earlier today, and I found this video from the NFL Draft Scouting Combine when they were talking about Chase Claypool, and I wanted to show it and show you who they are talking that Chase Claypool reminds them of.
6'4 plus, 235 plus, that ran sub 4.45. The only other name that comes up is Calvin Johnson.
This guy's a freak of nature, as we know. I mean, I know you and we were talking very highly about him at the end of the Notre Dame season. This guy is a wow guy. And I don't mean like wow for what he does in the field, because that's wow. He's wow when he walks in the room. You go, whoa, that's Chase Claypool? Okay, I played with Brandon Marshall, has a very similar body and build to him, and the guy's still got room to grow as a player. That's why I'm excited. And yes, has some superstar physical traits that excite me for what his future could look like in the NFL.
So this guy is built almost to the T like Calvin Johnson. When they have a comparison up here on this video right now, and it's height, weight, hand size, 10-yard split, 40-yard dash. Height, he's 6'4 and a quarter. Calvin Johnson 6'5. Weight, 238 to 239. Hand size, 9 7/8 to 9 3/4. 10-yard split, 152 to 155. And a 40-yard dash, 442 to 440. Nuts, man. It's almost to the T of this guy. What's scary is, let's not forget, Big Ben knows how to throw the fucking ball. Big Ben can throw it. And this also another little tidbit from the news earlier today. Ben was saying this is the healthiest he's felt in 10 years. This is the healthiest. He said, my elbow doesn't hurt. My knee doesn't hurt. My ankle doesn't hurt. I've had such an amount of time to rest and rehab.
Out for a year.
I'm ready. And now he's got Juju Smith-Schuster in a contract year. Okay. You've got James Washington. It's going to be his third season at Oklahoma State. That hasn't done a lot to impress a lot of people, so this is really his make or break year. Deontay Johnson, who in his second season is looking to up his first crazy good rookie season, but The reason I don't think you'll see as much from him like last year is Mason Rudolph was the quarterback last year. I think there was automatic connection because of that.
The practice squad, he threw to him a lot, and
I would think so, because you're not really seeing you never saw Big Ben throw to Deontay that much. But now you've got Chase Claypool, who is in the training camp, is absolutely wowing people. He's catching, his availability is what's big about him. He's always there. He's always on the field. He's always playing. He's not hurt. And even Big Ben is starting to talk him up. So you put a big body guy like a Brandon Marshall, a Calvin Johnson with Big Ben. Holy shit, brother. Everybody's in trouble. But I'm really looking forward to this guy. Big sleeper guys in your fantasy drafts. If you're getting to the 11th, 12th round and you're trying to fill out those wide receivers, if he doesn't gone by then, because there's somebody that's going to be on him.
I bet you with this whole news, he's probably going to jump up in the draft order.
He will. As a rookie, though, he's not going to jump that high. He's just going to be like Justice Hill for me last year.
Because on the Steelers, he's probably, what, third or fourth string right now?
Probably fourth, I'd say, behind Deontay.
Yeah.
And that's the highest. But you also got Ryan Switzer. He might be fifth.
Yeah.
So you might be looking at a fifth legit wide receiver. But this guy comes out and has one solid game where Ben can throw it up high to him and he can go get it. Dude, it changes everything. Everything. They don't have that kind of player. So,
yeah, what's the last player you've seen besides Calvin Johnson after he retired? Who's able to go up and get the ball? Not really too many people, right? Maybe Julio?
Not like him. I mean, Julio even played with him, so Julio's that guy. He's built like that, but like that stature. Ooh.
And no one really to go up and get the ball, like, because
the last few years, the most like him we've saw stature wise, but not even to the ability, would be AJ Brown at Tennessee. What he started doing last year. But he was more of a possession receiver. He wasn't going up and getting it. He wasn't fighting for the ball downfield and, double coverage. This is a guy that matches his freaking statistics to the point where he can do that. And Big Ben, with his ability to throw, because you look at Ryan Tannehill, he's not the guy that's going to unleash the ball 30 yards downfield for, on a post route or something like that. Big Ben will.
Yeah.
So I think we've got a lot to look forward to.
I remember watching Calvin Johnson. They just throw the ball in. He towers over the defender and just catches over
grabs
the head.
It, man.
Yeah.
Because of his speed and his agility. Look, he ran a 4.40 as a 6'5" man.
Yeah.
That's fucking unreal, dude. So Chase Claypool does the same thing. And I watched his highlights, and they're similar to Calvin's in the fact that it always seems like he never put up a lot of effort because he's so big and he just doesn't have to do a lot to get the ball. And it's very similar. So, guys.
Because you're 6'4", and then your hand's another, 3 feet long? Mm-hmm. So you throw the ball 9 feet in the air, you don't even really jump, you just catch it.
Yeah. And his hand side is even bigger than Calvin Johnson's.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you guys, 12th round. It might not be this year. It might be something we're looking at in next season for this guy. But I'm very, very excited about Chase Claypool. I think you're going to hear that
Is
name.
hand size from the base of your palm to the tip of your longest finger? Is that the hand size?
I'm not sure, but
or is it width? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. We could look it up. You can use that computer if you want to. That's all you, man. I set it up for you. All right, what do we got next? So Twitter tidbits. Jumping ahead to...
so you spread your fingers from your pinky to your thumb.
Oh, now I want to measure mine. I don't have a ruler.
Mine's probably like maybe 7.
Let's compare.
Actually, yeah, about the same.
Actually, not that. Yeah, it's about the same. Wow. All right. Next little Twitter tidbit, guys. This week, somebody totaled up. It was Jeff Howe. Total catches and targets in training camp for team drills, broken down by specific QB for the New England Patriots. So we talked a little bit about last week about the backfield in New England. It's going to be a mess. They've actually got a decent schedule, I think, if I remember correctly. It's not too bad. So with all total 3 quarterbacks playing, they threw a total. Oh, I thought they had a total number. Guess not. But leading the pack in targets. Can you take a guess? Out of the total offense.
Burkhead.
31 targets.
Jeez.
Or no, 36 targets, 31 catches. The second place man was Olszewski, which I think is a rookie, with 36 targets. Mohamed Sanu with 32. James White with 28. Edelman with 30. So,
well, they're 22 ranked for their schedule, but the running backs have the best
5-star. So, but that also hinges on running defenses too.
Yeah.
So these are going to be more passing points you're going to get a hold of.
But and the strength of schedule, it's going off of last year how the teams did that they're playing against.
How they finished pretty much and what they're projecting them to do. From what they played today, they did a blue and white team today with the New England. The first team running back was Sony Michel and James White.
He came back off the PUP list today, right?
Yeah, and he went straight in as the first team. He was in charge of it. Everybody was expecting Damian Harris to get a crack at it, but no. First team was Sony Michel and James White. Damian Harris and Burkhead were on the second one. As far as targets, because we expect Cam Newton to win the job, and he was the starting quarterback on the blue team, which was the first round, the first team. So his targets look like this. He had 24 targets to Edelman over Burkhead, 16 targets to Burkhead. Edelman had 4 drops, by the way.
That's a lot of drops.
Yes, sir. He's not been looking great. Damian Harris had 14 targets. Damier Byrd had 17. Sanu with 17. Olszewski with 13. N'Keal Harry with 12.
Now with drops, is that the player dropping or is that a bad pass?
That's player.
Okay, so it's not. They don't.
100% on the player. So think about this. So we go from all QBs, which, granted, when you have a rookie quarterback, a new younger guy, he's going to be apt to throw the ball to that running back, that safety valve. So that's why you're seeing 36 targets to Burkhead across all QBs. But then when you get to Newton as the QB, it went straight to Edelman 24 times.
But Burkhead and White and Damian Harris are the next 3, and they're all running backs.
Exactly.
So
they're still getting the game. So people like James White, I'm not huge on this year when it comes to fantasy. But when you're looking in that running back
late round,
20,
he's a good PPR.
Yeah, definitely PPR, and I wouldn't touch him in a standard.
No.
But in a PPR league, running back 30-ish range, I'm looking right in there. It's pretty sexy,
same.
Even though with how crowded that backfield is. The other one was talking about Edelman, his drops. Where was it? We'll catch up to those.
Speaking of drops, Devin Singletary with the Bills has had a lot of fumbling issues.
Fumbling issues this week. He's looked rough.
So Zach Moss, Mike, he's a good sleeper guy to watch out for.
Yep, they've had a lot of good things to say about Zach Moss. I think it's going to come down to
a split.
Not quite a split yet.
Uh-huh.
It'll be Devin 80-20 with Zach Moss, but the minute Zach Moss does something with that 20%, it's going to change.
Or the minute Singletary messes up in a game and fumbles 2-3 times.
It's possible. You give the ball away, man. That's a big deal to NFL coaches.
Because that's the same thing with Chris Carson.
Yep.
I think he led out of our top 30. I think he had the most fumbles. I remember Pete Carroll. It's like he was going to bench him in a couple of games.
Yeah, it got pretty bad last season, so it was a point where he had to get off the pot. Big takeaway in the Atlanta Falcons camp. One of the clear takeaways, this is from William McFadden, beat writer for the Atlanta Falcons. One of the clear takeaways from today's scrimmage for me was just how good Todd Gurley looked. It was his first substantial piece of action in a scrimmage, and he looked fast and agile. I really like his acceleration on outside runs when cutting upfield. This is another guy that people aren't taking seriously, man. Todd Gurley,
I'm not taking him seriously. It's just his injury is a scare, but I think with a new change of scenery, he's in Atlanta. He went to Georgia. I think he has the ball out.
I'm expecting him to. When you look at a club like Atlanta, who's had Devonta Freeman for the last 5-6 seasons,
longer than that, I think, right?
Has it been longer? 6,
yeah.
Maybe? It might have been. The biggest issue has been injuries. Why would they move on from Devonta with his injuries and then hire a guy that is in the same boat? There's got to be something they're seeing that we're not. Let's see what Devonta's first year was. 2014.
6 seasons.
So 6, okay. So for them to take a chance on Todd Gurley, which I'll mind you, 2 seasons ago in fantasy football was the first overall pick in the draft. Let's not forget that.
You know what amazes me is it's like say playing fantasy football years ago and you're seeing players now like Le'Veon Bell, Melvin Gordon, Todd Gurley. They were like number 1 running backs, and then now they dropped off big. It's just crazy how people just step up and take their spot.
The stuff, it changes so quickly. But a lot of good notes coming from Todd Gurley today, especially because we've heard about it all week about what he's doing in practice, getting ready. But I wanted to hear some gameplay, what he looked like on the field, and this is the first buzz, and it's looking good. So where I've got Todd Gurley ranked is probably a little bit higher than most, but I'm optimistic. I think the Rams really took it easy with him last year, didn't run him into the ground like I expected. And I think he goes into Atlanta with a refreshed look, especially he's 100% in his home state now, man. I'm not sure if he's from Georgia, but he went to school in Georgia.
Yeah, 4 years.
And now he's back at Atlanta playing for the Falcons, man. It's got to be pretty excited. Oh,
from
here's
Baltimore.
Oh, is that where he's from?
Uh-huh.
There's no room in Baltimore for any more running backs.
No.
Here's the Edelman buzz. So, training camp buzz, Patriots wide receiver Julian Edelman, and I quote, continue to underperform in camp, per Mike Giardi. And this has to do with a lot of his drops. So, obviously, he had 24 targets from Cam Newton and had at least 4 drops on those. That is not, common with Julian Edelman. He's usually the guy that's a very, very good possession receiver. Can make it happen on the slot, on the outside. He's very good. So this is concerning, and it could be a part of Cam Newton's been known to overthrow wide receivers. I don't know if you know this, but when Cam Newton was in Carolina, they specifically drafted Kelvin Benjamin the next year, knowing that Cam's issue was that he overthrew receivers. So they drafted Kelvin Benjamin being 6'6" or 7 or whatever he is, hoping that would help. Of course it didn't. Now Kelvin Benjamin is my size and not that good. But doesn't look like Edelman is impressing many people, although the work is there. So fantasy-wise, guys, I'm not giving up on him. I just I wouldn't go out on a limb. Edelman in the past has went in as high as the second round sometimes. He's probably going to go more towards the third or fourth, maybe even the fifth, depending. We'll find out soon because we're going to do a mock draft here in a little bit. All right, what else? This is another good one. This is the last one I got for Twitter tidbits today. Out of the Tennessee Titans camp, A.J. Brown consistently wants feedback, constantly wants to know what he can work on. And I quote, earlier this offseason, Brown said he's worked tirelessly to improve his second NFL season in addition to watching film and working out. Part of his daily routine also including catching 1,000 footballs a day.
Damn.
That's unreal. This guy wants to work, guys. So I'm telling you right now, this guy's built like a stud. He absolutely balled out last year late in the season. I'm a fan of A.J. Brown. You'll see in my rankings next week, you won't see him super high up there. Just because I'm more of a safe bet kind of guy. I'm not going to take the risk on something he's only showed us about 5 really, really impressive games. But this dude, I think he's legit. I think he's the real deal.
Yeah, but news of him, he leaves practice today on undisclosed injury.
They said he wasn't limping and he wasn't wearing a boot or nothing like that, but he did leave practice today, yes.
He could have got the wind knocked out of him, maybe roll his ankle a little bit.
It could be really light because even yesterday, they pulled out Kenyon Drake and...
Kenyon Drake was in a boot, though, yesterday.
Yeah, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, he was in a boot.
That's why I picked up Chase Edmonds.
But DeAndre Hopkins as well. They pulled them both.
Oh, okay.
Just to rest them until the game started.
Yeah.
So some of this stuff could be preliminary, and you gotta understand there's no preseason games to get through
now,
these.
Do you think like this week they probably started playing inter-squad games with each other to kind of make up for preseason?
You got to get these people in pads and start hitting each other. You have to, man. Football is like the people that don't get ready by hitting each other and really getting out there and living the game are gonna either get hurt or they're gonna get left behind. You cannot not hit each other, man. It's too much of a big part of this game. So. All right, that's it for Twitter tidbits. I'm excited for A.J. Brown, dude. And we were getting some flack from Brendan, the guy we had on from Memphis, Tennessee, Titans fan, when we put up our QB.
Because Tannehill wasn't in it?
He goes, where's my QB? Where's Tannehill? I was like, oh, brother, he's just right outside that 15. I think I had him at 15 and you had him at like 18.
Yeah.
And it was just... It didn't work out, man. There's not enough consistency in Tennessee with their passing game because it's new to them. With Mariota, there was a horrible offense. When Tannehill came on, it really kicked it up. But I want to see what the hangover is going to be like because now the party's happened, and now it's time to pick it up the next morning and see what we can do with this. So, all right, let's jump forward to our running back rankings. So last week, before we do the running back rank, let's do the opt-outs.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about the opt-outs. So the players had until, what was it, last
Thursday, which was the 20th.
Okay.
I think it was the 20th, right?
Oh, it says here August 6th. If a player wished to opt out, must have provided his club with written notification by August 6th.
It still extends, but a lot of players already opted out, though.
Okay. But just so you guys know, I mean, the big ones you probably already know about. I'm going to go through, total, there's 67, okay? We're going to go through and read off the big names.
Devin Funchess of the Packers.
Devin Funchess is obviously the biggest one. that we've read so far.
Alan Hearns,
So
maybe?
Alan Hearns and
Yeah.
Albert Wilson from the Dolphins. That's a pretty good chunk of their wide receiving core.
Well, Patriots.
Patriots have got the
Hightower,
biggest one because
Marquise Lee.
yeah, Donta Hightower, Brandon Bolden, Marquise Lee, Najee Turan. Dude, these guys are big names. These are not the Eagles, Marquise Goodwin, which he's been battling a little bit of injury. 49ers had Travis Benjamin. Higher risk opt-out. So I don't know if this is because they have health issues going
Yeah.
on. I'm guessing so. They're all tackles and guards, linebackers, defensive line. Jordan Mack from the Panthers. Let's see, Browns.
Well, Geronimo opted out, and they just got him this year.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the Lions. That's going to be good for the other two guys playing. Yeah, that's
CJ
Patrick
Mosley.
Chung from the Patriots drafted
CJ
out.
Mosley from the.
Giants had Nate Solder. Josh Doxson from the Jets. And
I'm surprised the guy from the Chiefs
Wow.
didn't opt out. He's a offensive lineman. And he's a doctor in Canada.
Really?
They should watch Doctor. It's really good. I think it's like a series on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
He got his doctorate while he was playing football, and in his offseason, when his offseason, he's a doctor in the offseason.
That's crazy. All right, guys. Now let's get to our running back ranking. So last week we did QB top 15. This week we're going to do the top 30 running backs. So the way we'll read them off is in order of, was this the fantasy footballers rankings? So we got them listed in that order, what they ranked them as consensus, and then me and Zach will go through and read off. So I'll just read off the name. I'll say my ranking, and then you can let them know yours.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. So number one.
Number one, it's a clear no-brainer. I don't think.
I was hoping you wouldn't change this one up. I was like, dude,
No,
there's no way.
no.
It's Christian McCaffrey. I got him one.
How's it this dude? I think I saw like a stat, fantasy football saying like he had like the most receptions as a running back.
Probably ever. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised. It was unreal last year.
He had over 1,000 yards receiving and over 1,000 yards rushing. Like you can't beat that. Like
This is the one thing, too, that I've heard a lot of people have talked about. Oh, we've got Teddy Bridgewater this year. We're not going to be dumping off to running backs. Bullshit, dude. This guy is a part of that offense. This is built around him. So I don't buy the whole quarterback change. It's going to be different. It's not going to be different. They're going to try to work it more to the wide receivers to spread out the game. This is a Christian McCaffrey show.
yes, sir.
You don't need one, do you?
No, I'm good right now.
Okay. Number two, we got Saquon Barkley. I've got Saquon at 3.
So do I.
Okay. Number 3, we've got Zeke Elliott.
I have Zeke at 2.
I have Zeke at 2. There we go. I think that strength of schedule in there too.
Strength schedule is part of it, and 2, I just
Workload.
workload with Saquon. Like he has no one around him anymore. Like
Yeah. And I think, too, the more offensive tries, Dallas's offense is going to be fire this year. I really think it is. And they're going to have a lot more opportunities, which is going to be able to just feed Zeke more.
But Jason Garrett is offensive coordinator for the Giants now, and he
Jason Garrett?
knows how to have a good running back.
Jason
So
Garrett.
I'm trying to that's what I'm thinking. So
If I had some gum, but there was a funny meme about him online. They were like, it showed like Daniel Jones throws an interception, and somebody goes, "Why the fuck is that guy clapping?" Because it's on the Giants. All right, number 4, Alvin Kamara. I've got Kamara at 5.
I have Kamara at 6.
Oh, number 5, you got Dalvin Cook.
Oh, who do you have at 4? Oh, you're going off their order. Okay.
I'm reading
Yeah.
off their order, but then I'm saying yours and mine.
Okay.
So they've
Did you
got.
put my rankings next to yours?
Oh, type him in.
Yeah. So 1's 1. So my first 3 are matching you.
Yeah, and you got him at 6.
I have Kamara at 6. Yeah. He
All
has
right.
a worse schedule. for
Very tough schedule, and I think they figured Kamara out. I don't think he was anything, but he's still going to be good. Still going to get a lot of points, a lot of big workload. Number 5, they've got Dalvin Cook, and I've got Dalvin at 4.
I have Dalvin at 4 too.
And mostly probably schedule.
Yeah. And then
Yeah. Injury is going to be the big
injuries.
thing. Okay. Number 6, they have Clyde Edwards from Kansas City. I've got Clyde at 12.
I have him at 11.
Okay.
I just don't know how in the sleeper draft they have him at 5. Like,
He's high up there, man.
have you seen a rookie? I guess Saquon was the only rookie that was that high out of like
Zeke? Zeke was the
Yeah.
same way. I don't know that he's exactly right up there with him, but I'm expecting
I
him
haven't
to
seen
be.
nothing yet, but if
I think he's going to be close.
Yeah.
I'm gonna withdraw my expectations. I don't think I would not take him in the first round in the top 7.
no second round, yes, but
Absolutely. They've got Aaron Jones at 7. I've got Aaron as 11.
I have him at 9.
I think Aaron's.
He's not going to score 16 touchdowns like he did last year.
I don't think so either. I think it's Aaron Rodgers' year. I think he's back, man. I think they're
so.
gonna feed Aaron a lot, and I think he's gonna get some dump off passes.
They should go for Dez Bryant because they need wide receivers.
Somebody's got to grab him. I'm shocked he's not signed yet. I don't know if he's just asking for too much or what. Number 8, they've got Kenyon Drake. I've got Drake at 13.
So do I.
So we're kind of on the same boat as far as what they were ranking them. Number 9, they've got Miles Sanders. Miles is 14 on my list.
I have him 7.
Oh, 7?
Yeah.
Now, you've known he got hurt the other day.
Yeah, but I realized he had a lot of fantasy points, but he didn't play the full season, so he scored all of them. Imagine
true.
he has a full season as a starter.
This is a guy that I could really see blowing up to that Christian McCaffrey type his first season when he really got pushed up there. Because he's going to, like you said, he has the full season. The only problem with it is Philly is a committee base. Doug Peterson loves to run committee running backs, and they've got a lot of them there, man. There's a lot of mouths to feed. And not only that, but they've got rookie wide receivers that are willing to catch too. So I just expect him to not get as much as people think. Going to number 10, we've got Le'Veon Bell. I've got Le'Veon at 9.
I have him at 17.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't think the Jets are going to be all that good this year.
Jets are going to be horrible, I think. But I think Le'Veon is so fed up, he wants out, that he's going to put up a good season to get traded.
Is this his last year or no?
I think this is his contract was 2 years, I believe. Oh, let's find out. That could be wrong.
Where would he go?
Where wouldn't he go?
Anywhere but New York.
He'd love to go to Miami, I bet. Let's see here. Contract breakdowns.
If his contract was up this year, wouldn't he just sit out this year? I think it was a couple years now. He has a couple years.
But he didn't do enough last year to do anything with it.
And he still has 3 years.
So it's a 5-year deal, he sound.
Damn.
Shit. But he has a potential out in 2021.
Oh, so he could get out next
So he
year.
could.
Okay.
So if he has a big enough year, and remember he's 28. If he has a big enough year, somebody could step in.
A year.
So what team would be so dire that they would say, "Hey, I need this. I need Le'Veon Bell." They'd have to go in and they'd have to pay for him.
Texans. I don't think David Johnson's it.
It's a good. I'm with you on that, and we'll find out here from my rankings.
Who else?
There's a lot of teams that are on the bubble like that don't have a running back. How about the Rams?
Yeah,
the Rams have probably one of the worst running back cores in the league right now.
But they have a lot of potential with Darrell Henderson and Cam Akers, but we don't know.
Potential doesn't win rings, man.
Yep.
It sounds good on paper, but it's got to produce. Number 11, Josh Jacobs. I've got him at 10.
I have him at 12.
I think Josh
Did you hear
Jacobs.
about him?
He got a little banged up too.
No, but Gruden was very pissed he didn't win the Rookie of the Year.
Is that he was really upset?
Yeah, and I think he's in.
Like at him?
No, he was upset at the league that he didn't win. No, but because Kyler Murray beat him, but
Kyler Murray was a better player.
I'm saying though, but because with that feel, I guess he's gonna feed Josh Jacobs more this year to prove that.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
I think Gruden likes to play that way. He likes to feed his bell cow back. As long as Josh can stay healthy, I think he'll outperform both of our predictions. I think he'll be closer to the top 5.
I think he'll be a top 10.
But I'm not sold that he'll stay healthy. Running back number 12, Joe Mixon, and this is a guy that I sound like Chris Hemsworth. This is a guy. I don't know. I got him at 8.
So do I.
Is that the same spot? Okay.
They have a good strength of schedule.
They have a great strength of schedule.
And I feel like maybe Joe Burrow might just toss him stuff.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Safety valve. He's in a.
But it did come out today that Joe Mixon is having problems with migraines. Not good. I don't know what his concussion history is like, but
I think he had concussions last year. I think.
Okay, number 13.
I don't know why he's so high on the.
He's really high on like my fantasy pros and shit, and he's really low on this one.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be good. I think he's probably going to be closer to Miles.
Yeah.
But Derrick Henry is at 13. I've got Derrick at 6.
I'm at 5.
Okay, because I think that's more fair. That's for you, Brendan. I think 13 is way too fucking low. I don't understand. He's going to get fed. Even if they figure out the Tannehill passing game, they're still going to feed Derrick Henry. And we know that late in the year, when they opened up that passing game with Tannehill, that's when freaking Derrick Henry was able to really thrive and start running the ball because they were taking the look straight off him. They gave him a chance to freaking succeed. So I think we're going to see that whether or not they figure out the passing game or not. Number 14, they have Austin Eckler. I do not have Austin Eckler in my top 30.
What?
Yep. I'm sorry.
I have him at 10.
You have him at 10
Just he caught over 1,000 yards, almost 1,000 yards.
from a different quarterback.
We'll see. Tyrod's supposed to be really good. Is pretty good. So
But that's where I'm going to come in. I'm going to say this is why Austin Eckler is not in my top 30. There was 3 instances in the last 2 years when Austin Eckler had the chance, and this is not just games,
to
these
take
are
over
stretches,
Melvin Gordon.
to take over the Melvin Gordon's role, whether either Melvin Gordon was setting out or he was hurt. Each game, Austin Eckler was held under 100 yards. Even these big games. Now there's a stretch where he ran it last year, obviously.
So who would take was it
Justin Jackson
would
is
take-
is my pick as one of the biggest sleepers in the league right now. Now they've got another rookie. I can't remember his name. He's been on Hard Knocks, which I'm not going to buy into that hype. Let's see if you can find it.
Joshua Kelly.
No, that's not even him. It was a different name. But I think Justin Jackson, what I watched of him last year, he was a bruiser, dude. Very smart man. I think he's going to be the guy that's going to eventually take over the first down snaps from Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler, Darius Bradwell. He's looked okay, but I think it's that. There's a lot of things going on in Chargers right now. The days of Tyrod are not going to last all year. Justin Herbert's probably going to take over before the season's over, which is going to change the dynamic of how it's passed. Second off, Tyrod Taylor is not known for throwing to quarterback or running backs that much. When he was in Cleveland, when he was in Buffalo, it just wasn't a part of his game. If he was going to run, he wasn't going to pitch to some guy or dump it off. He's going to run himself. Mm-hmm. Okay? Herbert, I don't really know. He's more of a screen guy. At Oregon, he just, I don't know, he looks stiff. I'm hearing good things out of camp, so I'm feeling optimistic about him, but I still feel that he's going to be kind of a pud. But I don't expect Austin Eckler to have this impact like we're thinking. I think Keenan Allen's going to be the guy to watch this year.
Yeah, Mike Williams too.
He's hurt right now.
Yeah.
But Mike Williams is only going to be effective either in long passing plays or in the red zone. And I think the Chargers are going to sputter really hard in the beginning of the season offensively, which is going to cause them to get really aggressive and start really throwing the ball.
We have Hunter Henry back. Hopefully he stays healthy.
And that's another key into the offense.
Yeah.
I think he's going to help them get the first downs. I think Austin Eckler will eventually revert to that third down back later in the season to where his uptick will happen. It'll happen later in the season, and it will happen with even less playing time. Because Austin Eckler is a running back. A pure running back is not impressive. And that's why I'm concerned, and I don't have him in my top 30.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. Number 15, Nick Chubb. I think this is disrespectful, and I think I have Chubb at 7.
I have him at 14.
Why do you think he's so low? Do you know how many rushes he got?
I think it's because of the team.
But they were horrible last year, and he even did better. When you have a team that does well, they're going to be running the ball to be balanced or even to slow the game down.
Yeah, but I could probably, if I change this, he's at 14. I could probably put him above, probably like 7 behind Mike Kamara. So
That's exactly where I got him. I think it's mostly based off workload, too. The only thing that I'm kind of on the fence about is the actual Kareem Hunt, because Kareem looked really good last year when he got involved. And I could definitely see Chubb.
I think the Browns are the only team on my list that has 2 running backs in my top 30, I think.
Oh, wow. I think it's the same with mine. Yeah, it looks like it. Number 16, I'm sorry. Chris Carson. I've got Chris at 15.
I have him at 16.
Same spot. I mean, Chris is good. He's a bruiser, man. He's a ground and pound guy. Definitely blue-collar player. Big fumble issue last year. He kind of fixed it towards the end of the season, got it together. Also has some injury history, though. With Rashad Penny still there. He's always got that guy looking over his shoulder. I think Penny will
Carlos
actually...
Hyde, too.
Oh, yeah, they did pick up Hyde, too. And Hyde is just a banner of consistency.
Yeah.
So this could be the year that Chris Carson loses it. I'm not expecting him to really overcome the hump. I think he's always going to be that mid-level running back. But I wish him well, and I hope he does well. But I think he's going to be right around that mid-range. Number 17, David Johnson. I have him at 19.
I'm at 22.
Ooh.
I feel like Duke Johnson's going to take a lot of his reps.
In the workouts the last few days, it's been the Duke Johnson show.
And when's the last season David Johnson has been healthy? Like
it's been for 4 years, I'm thinking. Right? Let's check out his stats. So look at rushes. So actually 2018 he had a lot of rushes. He had 258.
Well, his best season was 2016. So the last 3 years have been nothing. He was hurt all of 2017. 2018 he almost had 1,000 yards. In 2019 he was hurt too. So he's had 1.5 good seasons. So
2016 was that season.
Yep.
So would it be fair to say if David Johnson doesn't hit probably at least 800 yards this season that he is a bust?
Yep.
I think it's fair to
He
say
has
that.
so much potential.
Looked so good early. I remember when he first came out, man. He was the best thing since sliced bread.
He was like the number one running back.
He was like first overall pick in a lot of drafts.
He'd be like high 20 points every single week for you.
All right, number 18, we've got Melvin Gordon. I've got Melvin at 21. This is a really, really hard one to catch. Where do you got him at?
I have 18.
What do you think his outlook's like?
He's from what it looks like. I think he's gonna be the starter for the Broncos. He's gonna take over Philip Lindsay, and it's gonna be the same thing as they kind of know how. If I were the Broncos, you kind of know how he played in the Chargers. Phil Lindsay's the same type of player as Eckler. He's gonna catch the ball at the backfield. So
Big time.
Yeah.
And I think it goes to that. They said early on, just a few days ago, that they want to split Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay. Philip Lindsay, despite his size, and contrary to Austin Eckler, has been a good running back. Not great, but good. So I think what they'll end up happening is Melvin will take over that first down back, that goal line back role, and then Lindsay will come in for the third down passing back.
And if they're down like 1st and 20, like they're far back, I think Lindsay will come in.
Yeah, they'll just swap it up. So I think I don't see either one of these guys being able to crack the top 12 or something like that because of just the workload share that's going to happen in Denver. And it's going to be better for the team, plain and simple, because they're going to have more weapons. You said you had him at what?
18?
Oh, no, that's wrong. Messing up my own calculations. All right, number 19, we've got Todd Gurley. I've got Todd at 16.
I'm at 19.
So my thing with Todd, like we spoke about earlier.
Injuries.
Injury prone, we know that. I think Atlanta sees something that we don't. Am I expecting Todd to play 16 games? No. I'm expecting Todd to probably give you 10 to 12 games with a couple knee soreness, injuries, whatever. But I think he's going to be so explosive, we're going to be reminiscent of Devonta Freeman's first few days in Atlanta. And I'm expecting huge things out of the passing game from Atlanta this year. So if the passing game goes off as planned, he is going to hold up his end and keep that running game going. So I'm expecting Todd Gurley to really impress this year, as long as those injuries don't ruin it for him. All right, number 20, they've got James Conner. I've got James at 20. To be honest, not a big fan. The only if Ben Roethlisberger wasn't back, James Conner would probably be 27 for me. Where do you have him at?
21.
So kind of about the same as me.
Yeah.
Not a great bruiser runner. He's more the passing down. He's quick. I think with Big Ben opening up the downfield, will open up his lanes again. He'll be a little bit more successful. I can see him doing better than this, but I don't expect big things from him this year. 21, Leonard Fournette.
I have Leonard Fournette at 15.
Which I'm going to guess with strength of schedule because he has one of the best schedules as far as running back goes. I've got him at 18. I could see him go either way. The team is not going to be good.
No.
And which inherently kind of takes, work from the running back. Excuse me. So we're going to have to see how the game flow goes. But I think Leonard proved last year that he can stay healthy for the whole season and he can really put him to work. So if they can stay healthy, continue to force him into the game and get him reps, might benefit him. 22, they've got David Montgomery. I've got him at 23, but
I have him at 25.
I would feel better about putting him lower.
He might drop out of the top 30 if he's out for 4 weeks.
So he's out for 4 weeks with
he's gonna miss the first 2 weeks
hamstring, right?
Yeah, he's gonna miss groin. So he's missed first game or two of the season.
Yeah. The only reason he's at 23 for me is the workload because last year they just fed the shit out of him. The poor guy couldn't get much going. If he gets the workload again, I can see him making a name for himself. But if he gets a workload cut in half and they start cutting snaps, bringing Cohen in more, he's in dire trouble, big time. 23, we've got Devin Singletary. I've got him at 22. I'm a big fan of Singletary. Like you talked about the fumbles earlier, it was a little bit of an issue late last year. Where do you got him at?
26.
Oh, not a fan,
Strength of schedule, and I don't see it.
The next one for me is my big turnaround. 24 overall, Mark Ingram. Where do you have Mark?
20.
You have him at 20. I got him at 17. Mm-hmm. I think Mark Ingram might be one of the most underrated running backs in this list. When you go from like 15 to 20 range, hands down, this guy's the biggest value for me. I know there's a lot of running backs in Baltimore. I know there's a really heavy rotation going on there. But I'm telling you, this guy is legit. He has been fantasy relevant the last 6 seasons from like 2 different teams. This guy knows how to get it done, knows how to get in the end zone. He's going to get the ball. I have a good feeling that even the coaches have talked him up. Like, we don't know why people don't talk about Mark Ingram in like the Alvin Kamara or the Ezekiel Elliott, but he's up there. So I think from some of the good points we're hearing from camp, I think Mark Ingram's going to surprise us this year. All right, 25 overall. They got Raheem Mostert. I've got him at 24. What do you got him?
So do I.
For me, Raheem, good running back, but he's a big part of a running back system with Shanahan that's even bigger than he is. I think Mostert's more of a name, just a guy that's in a good position.
Well, I think too, like it could have been just, you never know. He was good in playoffs. It could have been just a fluke. You don't know.
Yeah, and I think this year, I wouldn't be surprised about this year if you see Tevin Coleman's name flipped with his.
Yeah.
Because now that last year it was Tevin Coleman was the man. It was going to be Jerick McKinnon. Then he got hurt, and then Tevin Coleman became the man. And with Tevin Coleman being the man, Raheem Mostert's the one that got the actual opportunity. So I'm thinking this year with Raheem Mostert, if he's the man, I think Tevin Coleman's going to sneak behind him and make the waves. 26, Ronald Jones. Where do you got him?
I don't have him in my top 30.
Oh, big X.
X.
Ronald Jones. I got him at 26. He was one of my sleepers last year. Kind of disappointed me. He had a few weeks towards the end that was impressive. He has got probably one of the best opportunities in football right now. I mean, you're looking at him playing with one of the best QBs of all time that knows how to dump off the ball better than almost anybody to a running back, especially late in the game with Tom Brady. Ronald Jones is the guy that has the big wheel of cheese sitting in front of him. It's going to come down to, will the motherfucker take a bite? Like, it's going to come down to him. In practice this week and a little bit of last week, he's been having trouble fumbling, catching the ball from Brady. I know he's turned it around. But if he's not on that train right now, he's going to get left behind. And he's the number one. He is the number one there. There's no Peyton Barber this year.
Peyton Barber's with,
I can't even remember.
The Jets, or he's somewhere up in the...
Yeah, somebody picked him up. Did you hear about Kalen Ballage?
He got traded, right, to the Jets?
He was going to get cut. The Jets decided to trade for him with a late-round pick last minute. Number 27, Kareem Hunt. I've got him at 25, and honestly, if he's going to be better than this.
Yeah, well, because he only played what? How many games did he play last year?
I think he set out 8 games, so he played 7 or 8 games. Yeah. But this guy was literally 12, 15 fantasy points a week in a limited role where people had their eyes on him as like, hey, this guy's a bad guy. You know, it was controversial picking him up by the Browns anyways. I think this year, now that that's kind of blown over, the minute freaking... what's his name? Chubb messes up. Dude, they're throwing Hunt in there. I think it's his game. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the year if he's the starter.
Yeah.
Where do you have him at?
I have him at 27 as well.
I think as far as PPR goes, guys, he is fantastic. Do not let him slide. If you can get Kareem Hunt, let's see. Round 7?
I was thinking at 6.
Gold, dude. Gold mine. We're talking PPR, gold mine. Number 28, Cam Akers. I've got him at 27. Where do you got him?
28.
So with Cam, running back out of Florida State, rookie for the Rams, one of the worst running back cores in the league. You've got Darrell Henderson and basically Cam Akers. You got Malcolm Brown there as well. They just don't know what they're going to go. Darrell Henderson's a little bit banged up. Cam Akers has been the guy in practice that's been impressing people. They said he's had a lot of really good games, a lot of really good moves and runs. It's going to come down to basically who can get on the field and move the ball. I think we saw Darrell Henderson try to do this last year.
Yeah, Malcolm Brown was number 1.
Yeah.
Darrell Henderson, Cam Akers.
This one is so up in the air. Even John Kelly's still there. So Cam Akers is the rookie. He's the one that's got the best opportunity to step up and say, hey, I'm going to be the head and shoulders of this bunch. But he could just as easily fall on his face, and it'd be Malcolm Brown's job. If you, fantasy-wise, stay away from the Rams. If you can get a Cam Akers or a Darrell Henderson, 9th, 10th round, stow them away. Pack them in there because you might have a starting running back. We just don't know. And kind of similar situation with the next guy, 29, Jonathan Taylor. I've got him at 30, and that's not based on his talent whatsoever. It's purely on what I think is going to happen there in Indianapolis. I think Marlon Mack will hold on to the starting role. Jonathan Taylor will take a complimentary role, with Nyheim Hines being our third down back. What do you think?
I'm at 23.
Ooh, you're a fan of Taylor.
Yeah.
So tell me about
Have you seen his calves?
I did hear. I heard about him a lot.
His strength is good. I'm telling you, that whole entire running back core, someone's going to blow up, I think.
I think the Colts in general have, with Phil Rivers.
I want easy schedules.
Mm-hmm.
So
you got Phil Rivers. You got the guy that, as long as he's not really lost a step or something, well, it's not really a step, but a throw. As long as he haven't lost any of his strength, dude, they're in trouble. I mean, seriously. He has got...
T.Y. finally has someone to get thrown to.
Yeah, a little bit more consistent. So, and the running back, their backfield.
Zach Pascal stepped up big when Hilton was gone.
Yeah, Paris Campbell.
Yeah. So.
They just... There's not a lot of talent behind... Ooh, Desmond Patman. T.Y. Hill. Yeah, there's not a lot of wide... Like, this is a club that could benefit from Des Bryant when I look at it. So why the hell are they waiting? I would assume if he's still there late in the season and they've got a shot, they're knocking on that door, they would pull the trigger and bring in a guy. Because then you're talking about two guys on the outside. You're freeing up one of them from a double team. I mean, it just makes sense to me. But Colts could definitely have a big year. Mm-hmm. Offensively. All right, last one. 30th overall, Mr. James White, New England Patriots. I've got him at 28.
I'm at 29.
29 for you. And like we talked about him earlier, he's in a position now where it could go a lot of different ways. He's the proven third down back on the first team offense that we saw today in practice at training camp. So it kind of gives us some hope to think that he's still in the same position he has been. James White has been that guy the last 3 seasons for fantasy football that you draft or you don't draft, and then he kind of starts out a little slow, and then by the end of the year, he's like your running back one because he's getting like it just. But it's different this year. There's no Brady. We know that that's how Brady works. Brady starts off the season a little slow, starts picking it up down the stretch, and by the end of the year, he does whatever he's got to do to win. I think that was a big part of James White's success, and I think that's why you'll see him take a little bit of a dive this year. All right, guys, that wraps up our rankings. We'll put up our collective rankings. You said he's at 29?
Yeah. So do you got any sleepers?
Running back wise, let's go through the names.
I got Antonio Gibson as a sleeper with the Redskins.
I mean, looking at that big time, you've got...
I got Marlon Mack as a sleeper for mine.
Marlon Mack, for me, should be higher. I would have him up there. I probably should have put him up there, to be honest. I just think by the end of the year, Marlon Mack will probably get hurt, and it could turn to Jonathan Taylor's job.
I'm telling you, if either Dalvin Cook or Zeke gets hurt, you got Tony Pollard or Alexander Madison.
Man. Yeah. Wait. That's what's crazy this year. This guy right here, too, is going to be a guy I'm going to draft late just from how much he's lit up training camp. And then this guy, single-handedly, guys, and I literally get, you've seen the list of tweets we get each day from the beat writers. It was like 75 tweets a day, and I've been doing that for a few weeks now. Nyheim Hines is the number one name I get noticed on there. He's blowing up in camp. So if Phil Rivers, who had made, what's his name? Chargers.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Running back.
Zeke, Melvin Gordon.
Chargers.
It's a running back. Austin
Eckler.
Yeah.
He made Austin Eckler famous.
Now
he's at Indianapolis and he's doing the same thing in training camp with Nyheim Hines. I'm telling you, he's on my list. Sony Michel's another guy. He's listed as 43 on this ranking, and today he was the starting running back.
If he starts and he's healthy, he could easily be top 20.
Yeah. Still don't touch him before the 6th round. That's not somebody that's going to win you a league. He lost a lot of people leagues last year. Zach Moss, we talked about. Big name that's been floating around a lot. Jamal Williams is still not out of the book for me. I still think...
and A.J. Dillon. They have actually a really good running core this year.
I think because Aaron Jones has a history with getting hurt. And if they're going to be throwing the ball that much more, man, I think Jamal Williams he was a great passing catching back, dude. Darrell Henderson's at 55.
Chase Edmonds, another one. If
they talked about being a split, they talked about being a split.
Well, was it Cliff Kingsbury said he's a starting running back?
Yeah. Justin Jackson. That's
There's
my guy
a
from
lot
the
of
Chargers.
guys that if you don't have running backs and you have a spot or two, you could get some of these guys to hold on to. Just hopefully they blow up.
I mean, legitly, like all the way to about 65. There is legit running backs in here. This guy, we talked about James Conner getting hurt. Benny Snell Jr. stepped in last year for him and did pretty well.
Jalen Samuels stepped up too.
Oh, that's right too. And
he's like a running back, fullback, tight end, right?
In Yahoo, which was a godsend because you could play him in your tight end spot. Lamar Miller. I don't think he's gonna. He might even make the team, to be honest.
I think so.
And then a report came out today.
On the rest, he didn't get no receptions, huh?
No. And then LaShawn McCoy. Somebody tweeted from training camp today. The beat writer called him LaShawn Decoy and said, "Yeah, he's barely gonna play." So, yeah, that could be a big deal for Ronald Jones. A lot of people are thinking he'll get in there and steal a little bit of time. It doesn't sound like he's there to play. He might be there to teach, you know? I don't know, but that wraps up our running back rankings this guy. We'll get the consensus rankings and put them up later. We're going to go and hop into our mock draft, and we're going to get that going right now. All right, guys, 12 team, just set up just like our fantasy football league in the FFL is. We randomized order earlier. Zach got the 9th pick. I have got pick number 12. And, yeah. So it's a PPR setup. 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver. Ooh, I got to get rid of the tight end.
Big mistake.
Roster settings. Minus the tight end. We got rid of the tight end this year in our league just due to depth issues, obviously, with COVID and all that stuff going on. So, okay, we're working. Let's go ahead and begin the draft. All right, so first overall, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Saquon. Kamara was second. Zeke went 4th, Dalvin Cook 5th, Michael Thomas 6th, Derrick Henry 7th, Clyde Edwards-Helaire 8th, and Zach is on the board.
I got to go with my boy,
Devontae. Hell yeah, I would take the exact same pick if I was in your spot. All right, I'm looking at Miles Sanders, Kenyon Drake, Julio. I got to go Julio first overall. Got to get that solid wide receiver. Now I'm looking at, I got back-to-back picks being 12th. There's Miles Sanders, Kenyon Drake, Eckler, Hill, Chubb, Jones, Hopkins, Mahomes on the board.
Yeah, I could go. If you went on the wide receiver, I could probably go Tyreek. If you find a running back, I'd probably go Chubb.
That's tough, yeah. I'm not touching Eckler.
Just depends.
Drake, for me, is a really good player. Man, do I want to go Miles Sanders? I really don't have that much faith in Miles Sanders.
In fantasy football, when you draft, you just got to go with your gut and don't overthink it.
But Miles Sanders did win me a fucking championship last year. It wouldn't have been.
But he could also lose you one this year.
Are you the gut or are you my head? Where are you?
It's like the devil and the angel on your shoulders is telling you, like, do this, don't do that.
I think I'm just going to bite the bullet and go Tyreek. That's what I told myself not to do.
Oh, they took Nick Chubb.
Sanders went after Chubb, and now Zach's back on the board looking at Kenyon Drake, though, man. You got Drake, Eckler. They're projecting Eckler 263. I don't see that.
Damn, I want to go Hopkins, but if I do, I want to have no running back. That's good in my pick, I don't think.
That's what I'm setting, man. I'm going to have 2 kind of mediocre running backs.
So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. Screw it. I'm going to go Hopkins.
DeAndre. He's a big question mark this year, but I mean, the guy's too talented to not throw him the ball. Okay, Eckler went right after him. Godwin, Drake, Jones, Mahomes, Connor, Kittle, Jackson, Carson, Bell, Golladay, Kelsey, Evans, Taylor, Thielen, David Johnson, back to Zach.
So I'm back up.
You got Todd Gurley on the top of the list. There you go. Allen Robinson. And you got Todd Gurley and Fournette sitting there, man.
I'm going to go Fournette. His strength of schedule is better. I think it's Fournette. They're both injured. I'm going to go Fournette, though.
Yeah. Robinson went after that. Gurley went. Now, damn, I was going to take Gurley.
Don't have any running backs at all.
They are leaving me Odell Beckham Jr., Amari Cooper, Melvin Gordon, Cooper Kupp.
Well, you get Odell and Melvin Gordon. I don't think Odell's going to have I don't know.
I think he's going to have I think the Browns are going to bounce back. Even with Odell, I mean, This is a guy that's a top 4 wide receiver, talent-wise. If you just throw the ball at him, he's good. I've got to take him. So I'm going to take Odell, and I've got to start getting some running backs, or I don't, and I just get Calvin Ridley or Robert Woods.
Are you just gonna go like wide receiver heavy? You have your 2 wide receivers, you have your 2 flex players, and then you just running back. You just get 2 mediocre guys.
Man, I might.
Try that no running back draft.
It's either going to be Amari Cooper or Juju. This might be Amari. This can be Amari. Holy shit! I got 4 wide receivers right now, but they are. Look at this. Julio Jones, Tyreek Hill, Odell Beckham Jr., Amari Cooper. That is not a group you'd hear on one team. I've got to make these running backs work. Okay, so Robert Woods went after me. David Montgomery. Zach's back on the clock. Zach is missing a running back, and he has 2 flex spots open. What are you looking at?
I am going to probably go for... I'm going to go for Ingram.
It's a good pick. Ridley went next. DJ Moore, Lockett, Juju Smith, AJ Brown, Singletary, Kupp, Mark Andrews, Melvin Gordon, GJ Chark, Ronald Jones, T.Y. Hilton, Dak Prescott, DK Metcalf, Zach Ertz, Keenan Allen, and dang, we're back up to Zach. I thought you were going to be able to get Keenan Allen. So you are setting. You need a couple flex spots, so you're basically taking the best guy available.
Who do I want to go for? I don't know. I'm stuck. I don't know. I don't know who to get. I'm probably gonna get I think I'm gonna go Sutton.
Do you know what I'm seeing on the board here? Because all the teal colors, the running backs. Look how many running backs have went in the first 4 rounds.
A lot.
For it being such an uneven playing field and not really sure, people are taking positions and starting jobs. That's a lot of running backs to take that early.
I might get a running back.
Mostert, Kareem Hunt.
Probably just go Mostert, best available.
Yeah. Kareem Hunt, McLaurin went after him. Damn you, I was going to take fucking Kareem Hunt. So DeAndre Swift is the best running back on the board, and he's hurt at the moment. Cam Akers is on the board. Damn, this isn't good. I'm probably going to have to go Cam Akers just because I think the workload's going to be bigger. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my quarterback, Russell Wilson. Only reason I'm doing that is because instead of drafting somebody like DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, who I know is going to share a role, I can get somebody later that has a bigger workload, maybe less talent, but bigger workload, and I can get one of the top QBs right now and fill out my starting lineup. I would rather have Russell Wilson now and another no-name running back than to have J.K. Dobbins, who might not even play, and then to have a Phil Rivers as my quarterback.
So I'm going to get a wide receiver right now, but I don't know if I want... So I'm stuck between Sutton or Diggs.
You got to remember, Diggs is the first. He's a wide receiver 1. He's on the Bills. Josh Allen, who's up and coming. I think Josh Allen's going to.
Josh Allen, he could throw the ball, right?
Absolutely. He's got one of the best arms in the league. For me, it's not even a question. I would take Diggs all day.
That's what I was thinking too, yeah.
So Diggs goes Sutton, Watson, DeAndre Swift, Waller, Marquise Brown, Devontae Parker, J.K. Dobbins, Gallup, Will Fuller, Drew Brees, Matt Ryan. You're going to see the QB start coming off now. James White, Marlon Mack, Brady, Howard, Aaron Rodgers. There's 4 QBs taking this round.
Rodgers. Damn. Because of that, I think I'm just going to wait for quarterbacks to be like that. Because I think everyone got a quarterback except me. Yep. Me and... Yeah, so I'm going to wait. Who do I get, dude?
Who's the best player?
It's either running back.
Ooh. That...
What?
Gronk.
Yeah.
You got Edelman, who had 26 freaking targets today in practice.
There's no tight end in this.
I mean, it doesn't mean you can't play him, though.
I know, but
he's a touchdown machine, man. I mean, I think you got the right idea by waiting on a QB. You're already at that point where you don't need to rush it anymore. Maybe you start. I mean, you still got a flex spot open, right? No, you're full.
I'm full.
So maybe you start filling it in with people that you think's going to take the lead
Yeah.
job. If I'm you, I'm going Julian Edelman. I think there's too much value there to pass that up.
Yeah.
Or Tyler Boyd.
I think Edelman or Cooks, because Cooks is the clear-cut guy in
He is.
But
I just don't.
concussions.
I don't fucking buy into Cooks. I can't.
I'm going to get Edelman.
Tyler Boyd, Carson Wentz, and I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to fill out my second running back spot. Probably going to take I'm going to have to go after Philip Lindsay, I think. I don't know. Antonio Gibson, it sounds like a great bet, but I know Philip will give me points. So my running backs are pretty weak, to say the least. All right, let's see. Overall, Jarvis Landry, Tariq Cohen, Deontay Johnson, Matt Breida, Brandon Cooks, Hayden Hurst, Evan Ingram, Gronkowski. I might just have to go Gronk, man. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go Jarvis Landry. That'll be my guy. Start filling out my bench.
Jarvis Landry?
He was very good last year, and I'm hoping he's going to be at least the target monster like he was last season. Cooks went after that. Gronkowski went immediately after mine. We're on to Zach again, round 8.
Let me take another wide receiver. I'm going to go Marvin Jones Jr.
That's a good one. He's had a fucking
I've heard
hell of a
everyone.
train.
Yeah.
He's had a great training camp. Hayden Hurst goes, Gibson goes, Evan Ingram, Tariq Cohen, Alexander Madison, Deebo Samuel, Deontay Johnson, Tevin Coleman, Lat Murray, Emmanuel Sanders, Matt Breida, Tyler Higbee, CeeDee Lamb, Zach Moss, Carry On, Chase Edmonds, and we're back to Zach in round number 9. First off, this is really early for a lot of QBs. In our league, this is pretty similar to how it goes. I would say it spreads out a little bit more when it comes to Rodgers, Brady, and the rest of them. But by round 5, there's probably usually 4 or 5 QBs off the board. So are you looking for QB this time, or what do you?
I'm going to see. I might wait one more round. I got to see the rankings and see where QBs are at.
Showing you the tiers there. So
I might get Josh Allen now.
he's not going to be on there a whole lot longer, I wouldn't
I
imagine.
have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might wait. I'm going to wait one more round.
Because his average draft position's at 100. Where are we at now? So we're at 99.
But I'm just hoping no one takes another quarterback.
Let's cross your fingers.
That's what if not, I'd wait another round. So running backs. I'm going to go Sony Michel just because what he's capable
Smart.
of doing.
And he's got that starting position right now, so why not? That was somebody I was going to target as well.
So,
Sony Michel. Stafford went, Hunter Henry next, and back on to me with my back-to-back picks.
What's cool about this draft is we don't have to worry about drafting a tight end. Like,
It is nice because you feel like you're stuck to that, especially if you don't get the top 5 tight ends. You feel like you're fucked.
But off these guys, so Kittle, Kelsey, Andrews, Ertz, Waller, Ingram, Hurst, Gronkowski, Higbee, and Hunter Henry. I think those are the guys you probably only want to keep as a tight end that you could start, probably trust starting.
So I'm in round 9. I've got my 12th pick. We're looking at Allen Crowder, Damian Harris, Henry Ruggs, San Francisco's defense, McCole Hardman, Darius Slayton, Jerry Jeudy. Nobody that just really calls it out to me. Somebody that I'm going to pick up just to give me some depth because how shitty my running back gang is. I'm going to pick up Adrian Peterson.
Because he's going to start the first.
Yeah, he's at least going to tell me that I've got a starter in that.
Now, because of him, did someone pick up Gibson yet or no?
Yeah,
they
he
already
was
did.
gone a couple of I was going to try to get
I was
him
saying,
last.
say if you got Peterson for I bet you no one's going to draft Gibson that early. But if you do get Peterson, you want to handcuff him with Gibson because I think Gibson's eventually going to take over his spot.
Yeah, I agree with you. Looking at Josh Allen's the best overall player. Do I want to fuck up Zach's game?
You do what you got to do.
I don't need it. My bench, I've got Peterson and Jarvis Landry.
You're putting another running back, huh?
I'm not going to go this high on defense just yet. Do I take a chance on Damian
That's what I
Harris?
was saying. You could do that.
They did the starters today and didn't have a shot, and I don't trust New England. I don't trust Jamison Crowder as of right now. McCole Hardman is somebody that's intriguing. Slayton end of the year pretty good. Jerry Judy's having some good workouts. This is tough. This is really tough. I got a minute left. I'm not seeing anybody that really, really stands out to me. Preston Williams is a sexy pick, but I don't need to rush it. Oh, shit, man. I think once you get to the point where you're starting to take chances, you got to go with the best overall player. And I'm sorry, Zach, but I got to take Josh Allen as my backup. So Damian Harris went after that. Jerry Jeudy went next. I'm really excited to watch Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb play this year. I think they're going to be pretty impressive. Do you need a drink?
No, I'm good.
Or would you like some frozen vegetables?
No, thank you.
I'm out of ice packs. You got to use what you got to use. All right.
I'm going to take a quarterback. I just don't know what quarterback to take because
Who's on the
Sean
board?
screwed me over.
Yeah. I made it interesting. Let's take a look. He's got Cam Newton, Daniel Jones, Ben Roethlisberger. Oh, right there, man. Big Ben.
I was thinking Ben.
Big Ben, hands down. I think, dude, they're just not giving him enough credit. I think between Jared Goff and Roethlisberger would be my two. And down the list, Phillip Rivers is not a bad backup quarterback whatsoever. You're in a good shape if you're looking at that. Oh. Why is Burrow that high?
I don't know. But I'm taking another quarterback again. I kind of want to take Mayfield because he has the easiest schedule this year.
Does have a great schedule. They talk about him like he's really poised to have a good year too.
Either Mayfield or Goff, because Goff's going to throw the ball.
Yep, horrible running back, and they're going to be behind.
Yeah.
I mean, in our rankings, we have Goff. I've got Goff above Mayfield quite a bit of ways.
I'm going to take Goff because I know Mayfield's... he is due to mess up.
All right, Justin Jefferson goes after that. Sterling Shepard, and it is back to me.
So, if you were going to take Allen, I was going to get Allen, and then I was going to get Roethlisberger after him.
So I'm looking at some rookies, some standout players. We're talking wide receiver 3-4s. The ones that are jumping off the page for me, Anthony Miller in Chicago. He's basically the poor man's Allen Robinson. Definitely going to scoop him up. He's a big-time player, I think. Bryce Love in Washington. There's been a lot of good feedback around him, but I think between him and Gibson, it's going to be one of those two. I think Gibson's probably got the head up. I'm not touching Boston Scott. I'm not touching that Philadelphia backfield. I just don't feel good about it being there's so many people there, and I don't trust Doug Peterson. Deshaun Jackson's on the board. Brandon Ayuk. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Ayuk.
For me, I'm looking at Justin Jackson, Preston Williams, or Brandon Ayuk. This is tough.
I think I ranked Justin Jefferson higher than Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, well, he just went. I was going to take Justin Jefferson.
Oh, okay.
So their big one is Boston Scott, which I'm like, no thanks. So for me, it's either going to be, who's this Tampa Bay running back? Keyshawn Vaughn.
He's second behind Ronald Jones.
Oh,
I was saying maybe take Duke Johnson, hoping that
David sucks.
Yeah,
this is tough, man. I need a kicker in defense, and I need one more bench player. So if you're going to do the last bench player, is it my last? Oh yeah, I didn't say it. You might as well try to go for the ceiling on this one. And to me, shit, this is hard, man. I'm going to have to go Keyshawn Vaughn. That's my dart throw right there. Keyshawn. Bryce went right after Chicago Bears. So we're already 4 defensive taken already so far. What are you looking at?
Kicker.
Already?
Yes, sir. I wanted the best kicker in the draft.
That's like the guy in junior high that has the biggest bicep. Nobody cares.
Or
the first guy to get mustache, whiskers. Which, if you went to our high school, which some of the females, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna go Harrison Butker.
Probably the best one. Obviously, Justin Tucker.
They're gonna score more, I think. So
Yeah, you got the best kicker.
Chiefs are gonna
Those
score more.
placeholders, man, when it comes to fantasy drafts, if it's between a really, really shoddy bench player, dart throw,
gotta pick a
and
kicker
getting
because look at the
somebody,
next round, everyone's picking a kicker.
Yep. And getting like the best at your position, get the best, man. Why not? Zach's back up, and I think all you have left to fill is your defense, right?
Defense and a bench spot. So I don't know who to take for defense. Because Seattle's always middle of the pack. Like, when I draft defenses late, I'm just going to go off of week by week. I'm going to pick, add, and drop.
The Saints have the highest projected point total. Seahawks will be good. The Dolphins. I have heard a lot of good things about the Dolphins defense. They were saying if they're not a top 15 defense, it's the coach's fault. Like, that's how much talent they've got. I can tell you who I would take right now,
Seattle.
but I won't tell you because I want them.
Probably Saints.
I'm not going to tell you. Not going to say.
I'm going to say the Saints or the Vikings.
Vikings is a good pick.
Go Vikings.
Who's my top 3?
I'm going to go... I'll go Saints. Just for...
TJ Hawkinson goes next. Dolphins.
Hawkinson's good to look out for,
He
too.
is. Had a great training camp. If he can stay healthy. Now to round out my squad, I will take my defense, which I didn't tell you, but it's the Los Angeles Rams. It's still on the board. Bam. Give me some of that Aaron Donald. Now to round out my team, kickers. Is he still there? He is still there. Points-wise, the best one we're looking at is Daniel Carlson. Never even heard of him. But I'm going to go with ADP. And Mr. Zane Gonzalez from the Arizona Cardinals.
Because they can't score.
Fuck yeah, man. At least point after is still a point, guys.
Okay, who's the best?
I'm pretty happy with that. I wouldn't be super happy if this is my FFL team, but I mean, I'm happy with that.
Last pick of the draft. There's 2 guys.
So what do you need, QB?
I already have Jared Goff and...
Okay, so you got your backup.
I'm going another running back.
You need... Well, it's
There's 2
running
guys.
back or... yeah, that's best player.
Justin Jackson is on the board.
I mean, you know what I'm going to tell you.
That
Rashad Perryman's there.
Naheem Hines.
Oh, shit, the bad. I'd go Naheem. I didn't even think about him.
Yeah.
That's how late he's going in drafts, guys. This guy could turn into an Austin Eckler. And then another tight end, Blake Jarwin. They are singing his praises in camp at Dallas.
Yeah, Mike Gillespie.
Gesicki. Yeah. John Brown is still on the board?
Yeah, Buffalo. He's second.
Wide receiver 2 at the Bills. And the Lizard King himself, Sammy Watkins. Oh, goo, ka-choo. Carlos Hyde. A lot of good names on there, man. You can turn that if you need to.
So I'm good. I have 40 seconds. I'm so either Naheem Hines or Justin. I'm gonna go Hines.
I think Hines is your higher upside there because that's what you're going for towards the end. Kaimi Fairbairn, Jake Elliott, Joe Burrow finally goes, Matt Gay, Sammy Watkins, Baker Mayfield, Dan Bailey, and Mr. Irrelevant himself, last pick in the draft, goes to tight end from Tennessee Titans, Jonnu Smith. Let's see, dude. View benefits. Oh, no, that's how you turn it to a dream. So let's take a look at our teams, man. How do you feel about yours?
Does it show the rankings on?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I know you could probably copy and paste the team into a.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking you could do. But, I mean, obviously, let's just break down each other's team. Obviously, mine, I've got a pretty solid QB. I've got some of the worst running backs in the game
I think
starting.
You beat me in QBs. I beat you in running backs.
I think I got you in wide receiver.
Because you have more wide receivers.
Because I literally have almost all of them.
Yeah.
I think Big Ben is going to impress a lot of people, though.
I hope so.
I really think he's going to impress a lot. You got Fournette. What are you looking for? Team ranking? Oh, you going to try to type him in?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Our team analyzer. So what was the people? So there's one quarterback, 2 running backs,
What's the website?
2 wide receivers, Roto Trade. 2 wide receivers, no tight end, 2 flexes, running back, wide receiver, tight end, kicker, defense, and then was it 5 bench spots you had on there?
Team analyzer, is that what you're in?
Yeah.
So 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, no tight end, 2 flex, 1 defense.
You got to make sure you pick your positions for your flex.
Oh, yeah. Running back, wide receiver, tight end.
And
then
5 spots.
5 bench spots. What is PK?
Place kicker. And then make sure on the right hand side you
PPR,
pick Yahoo.
redraft, 12. 8 teams make the playoffs.
12 teams, 8 teams. Playoffs start when?
Week 14. My team name, we'll just put Sean. And then Yahoo.
Yeah, because we can actually post this on our Instagram page to see how our draft
So now
went.
we add our players here?
Yeah, just type in the left your players like from
Okay, so
Ben Roethlisberger.
give us a moment. We're going to type this stuff in. So Russell Wilson.
Roethlisberger. Fournette. Ingram.
So Wilson.
Adams. That's fine. You have to keep looking to see who you picked up. Hopkins. Mostert. Diggs. Butker and Saints. Sorry for the dead air, guys. We're just trying to.
We got to figure out who won. We're very competitive. Amari Zane. Are you typing all your kickers and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Bench 2 or?
Yeah. I think I'm almost done. You almost done?
A few more.
Goff and Hines. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? Yeah, I'm ready.
Hang on. How many is it total? 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14?
Yeah, 14.
All right. Ready?
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh, ouch. 78.
Oh, bro. I beat you.
Yeah, well, we both have the same record, so technically you don't.
So,
Look at F. Running back's F. For you.
I know. Trust me. I get that. Wide receiver A plus. So did you.
How's that running back's D?
So he got a team score of 78. I got a team score of 80. I got 75% playoff chances. What are your playoff chances? 55 with the same record, which is strange. So
my depth's better. I don't know how my depth's better. My defense is better. My
yeah,
thing, my your analysis is better. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you got better depth.
I feel like my running backs are pretty good. I don't know why.
What'd they give you?
A D plus.
That's bullshit. I don't.
And I have Fournette, Ingram, and Mostert. The guys, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a B minus to me all day. I get why mine's an F. But shit, 6 and 7.
Yeah. Oh, is this what team you're compared to?
The Falcons. Mine is the Tampa Bay Bucks.
I feel like my team's a little better than that.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with that as well. Well, all right, man.
That was fun.
That was fun. I guess we'll have to figure out next week if we're gonna do it sloppy style or not.
Probably not. I think it's kind of late, and it's kind of hard to get everyone's logistics together.
You don't want to do a sloppy draft?
I do, but I don't want to drink no Everclear. That's for sure.
We can drink Everclear.
I don't trust you.
What?
Because you did.
You guys tricked me first. Do you not remember this?
That was with the.
You were in on it.
For what? With the whole.
The guy that jumped off a fucking platform.
Yeah,
that you
but
made
that's
me
not.
watch?
That's nowhere near getting someone drunk.
You were drinking alcohol. I just upped it by 10%.
Not like 50%.
Literally, that's it. No, it wasn't. It was like 15. You guys tricked me into thinking I was watching a parkour video and I watched a homeless guy fall from a rafter like 300 feet in the air and splat like a watermelon, knowing that it makes me sick. But I made them drink a heavier alcohol, and I'm the bad guy. All right, guys. No, that wraps it up. We'll figure out what we're going to do next week. Some kind of mock draft. Maybe we'll just do it with a bunch of people or something. But we'll get it figured out. We're going to do our wide receiver rankings next week. Make sure if you have any questions, hit us up on Instagram. We are in full-fledged fantasy football mode now. So we are taking your questions. Anything you got on Instagram, hit us up. We'll get you back live. Just make sure you let us know scoring and all that good stuff. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe and like, please. Instagram, follow us on there. Check us out on Facebook. All those good places. Podcast goes live anywhere on all major platforms. Apple, Google, Spotify, all that good stuff. And is there anything I missed?
That's about it.
Sweet. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. I'm Sean.
I'm Zach.
And this is Yelling from the Stands. You guys have a good weekend.